at the beginning. Not quite the bit, thankfully. But about 12 years after, when Frank and I found ourselves in the same secondary class at Grace Mountain School. At that time, Grace Mountain was a hard place, and if you could survive that, it set you up for the rest of your life, basically. But at that time, Grace Mountain was what they called a junior school, which only had up to 3rd year. So if you had any sort of expectations, or the staff thought you had to do O-levels and higher, etc., you had to go to Liberton, which was called a senior secondary school, and that did up to sort of 6 years or 5 years probably at that time, and then 6 years later on. So probably to both our surprises, we were chosen to go to a Liberton school. Now, Frank is, throughout when he was young anyway, he was, at that time when he was first at secondary, he certainly was not athletic, let's say. Skinny. And even, he was never really came over as being very bright. Definitely not. But
my brother and sister are going,
what I've tried to think of stories that Frank, wouldn't remember, And my mother reminded me of this story once. It probably must have been maybe at Grace Mountain, maybe 1st or 2nd year, when we were all in the house. We stayed at Gilmerton Dykes, and Frank stayed at Birdie House, which isn't very far, but as far as kids were concerned at that time, you could have been on different planets.
A golf.
Yeah.
So 10 years.
So we were sitting, probably just having a tea or something, and lo and behold, there was this knock on the door, and my mother went to open the door, and here was Frank, and he had cycled all the way from Birdie House on a tiny little bike. Like, it was like a circus act, It was probably Bob's bike.
I was going to say Jeanette's or Bob's bike.
Yeah, he had cycled all the way from
there. Did it have 3 wheels?
And he came to the door and he said, "Oh, can I borrow a pencil? Because I can't do my homework." And so we gave him a pencil and he cycled all the way back. So that kind of shows Frank's determination.
He came from a rich area where they had pencils. I came from Birdie House, we didn't have pencils, we just had lumps of coal.
My mother reminded me of that, there must have been 101 people in between, giving you a pencil. He chose me. Anyway, it just shows you Frank's determination to make the most of his education. And he proved us wrong on the brains front, certainly, because he went on to be Dux at Liberton School, which at that time was no mean achievement, believe me.
And that's without a pencil.
Aye. Every other person would have just done their homework and just taken the consequences. But Frank was determined that he was going to learn as much as he could.
2 times stable, that's important.
But anyway, that's
because you can rub the mook.
What Frank never proved us wrong in, and that was his athletic ability.
Ryan, the real part of that story was he was a constipated mathematician.
He never asked for the toilet. Anyway, one story came to mind. I can't remember which school it was at, but we were young, and I think the Lothian Education Board at that time must have got a free deal or a cheap deal on canoes, because it was very much your education seemed to revolve around a canoe.
Was it Liberton?
Was at Liberton anyway. So as part of that deal, we ended up as a class, or part of the class anyway, going to the Union Canal to go on the canoes. And this was a mixed class, and I think the teacher was female, and Frank, as well as not being athletic, he never ever had the right kit. No matter what sport, he never had anything that remotely resembled what everybody else should have.
Like tennis today, I've got my football boots.
Anyway, so Frank was kitted out in a sort of t-shirt and these flimsy little shorts made of sort of the thinnest nylon. Anyway, the minute virtually Frank got in this canoe, and started to zoom about the canal, he capsized. Virtually right away, the only one who did it, Frank, capsized. And anyway, he crawled out of the dirty, horrible canal,
Filthy manky.
onto the towpath, and everybody burst out laughing. I think at that time Frank thought that, well, we were laughing.
Yeah.
We were laughing at the fact he had capsized his canoe and it had got all wet and he was probably going to down with some horrible waterborne disease. But no, we weren't laughing at that. We were laughing at the fact that Frank, his whole gear had gone totally transparent. And his meat and two veg were clearly visible to the whole class and the teachers, and that's what everybody was laughing at. The fact that a naked boy was walking along the towpath of the Union Canal.
And I have to say, I never got a single girlfriend at Liberton High School.
But the water was very cold of it.
I didn't think you remember
That's
that.
I did. Oh Christ, I remember.
Now you forget.
I tell you.
And what about your bike? Can you remember that?
What, the motorbike?
No, push bike.
No, I didn't remember that, but I totally and utterly believe it, yeah. But I would do that, I would say like, oh, I need a pencil. Where do I usually borrow a pencil off at school? Oh, Brian. Right, I'll just go to Brian instead.
Because I never
Your
used a
dad was a
pencil.
painter. Was had a pencil behind his ear.
That was because he was a painter. That's because he was a horse racing man. And his wee bookie's pencil.